Oh yes. Bum pum pum. Bum pum pum. Bum pum pum. What a way to say good morning, folks. It's great to be back this morning. Wake up positive. A sound heart is life to the body. Heaven that kills the bones. Good morning, folks. Welcome to the Tuesday edition of Liberia's biggest breakfast show, cutting across the 15 continents and the land and breadth of the Republic of Liberia. The love of liberty matters here. Let justice be done to all. From justice in chambers, cabinet Janet. You see, that's the part I like when you say, let justice be done to all. Good morning, Dimba. Good morning, Lofa. Good morning, Grandbassa. Montserrat Mangibi, good morning. Grand Kidman County, good morning. Bapulu. Bombing River says, Grand Crew, Maryland. I would like to say a pleasant good morning. This is the TBS. And we're here to serve you breakfast straight up to 10 o'clock this morning. Good morning to all peace loving people of the Republic of Liberia. Good morning, President George Weah. Good morning, President-elect Joseph Boykai. I would like to say good morning. I mean, in the midst of all, I would say country friends. Yes, the event is over. We had a great time. We agreed to disagree. Some hit others for no reasons. There were some deep hits. It went down in the Guinness Book of Records. But we want to announce to you all that this event is actually in the Sarah Bessela Yanti voice. The event is now over. Let's move on as a country and as a people. Yes. Good morning, folks. My name is O'Neill Roberts. This is O'Neill. And of course, Marka Davis serving you straight up to 10 o'clock this morning. If you're driving your way to town this morning, well, take it easy. Well, all will be well. Good morning to you, Marka. How you doing this morning?
Good morning, O'Neill, and good morning to our followers this morning. It's great to be back at work. Good morning. Thanks for joining us. To those of you across the country, it's great for us to be together again this morning. Yes, the election is over, and yes, we should be now trying to reconcile the country and move forward. So yes, this is why it is. Democracy calls for election. When we go to election, the people elect their leaders, and we move on as a country. So election should not be a tool of division. It should not be a tool used to create conflict or chaos in the country. It is just the mode of electing or getting our leaders. So in other forms of government, they have different means of getting their leaders. For example, in a monarchy, the first son of the king will become king. So that one, no election,
the other one will be warming up. Yeah, as you grow up,
Yeah,
you see the person growing up. They say, yeah, that's our future king.
Yeah,
Yes.
So, but for democracy, it is the will of the people. They have to go to the ballot and vote for someone whom the majority believe can provide the best leadership for the country at that particular point in time. So yes, we just did that, and that is what it is. We should just put all of the past behind us. I follow some social media users when some of them said, well, I apologize to people whom I may have spoken to the way I was not supposed to because of the campaign. Let's move on. This was election time. So, I mean, election is over. So let's move on. That's exactly what we expect a civilized society to be. So the hate was too much. As you can see, it was too much on social media. It was too much face to face. So I think we should let the wounds to heal and we move on as a country. If we remain divided, we cannot develop the country. No government will perform if the country remains divided.
No way.
Because this is what's going to happen. While you're trying to make progress, others will be undermining and you will not succeed. So the best thing we can do is to unify the country and move on as one group of people.
Yes, very well. Let's move on as one group of people. 8 minutes up to 8 o'clock is green. I woke up this morning with a smile on my face. Yes, I say yes. We actually participated well, Maka.
Yeah.
We play our professional part in it as journalists. So before the lineup, we'll call them all journalists again. Day number 2, return to
Yeah, we're going to
base.
this.
What council told me, say, my man, that call your day yesterday was a pass through. So before you start the show, please call all journalists. Say, please return to base. Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, return to base.
Return to base.
Yes.
Yeah.
We miss you
Return
all,
to
man.
base.
We miss
Return
you
to
all.
base because what has happened is that there are certain people, due to the way we reported, the way we did our broadcast throughout the campaign, there are certain people who changed their minds about the persons we are, about how professional we are, and all of these things. So we have to come back and resettle. Yes, we have to come back and resettle. So yes, it's important. And the U.S. president did his congratulatory message.
Finally.
Yes, Joe Biden.
Joe Biden.
Yeah, the former vice president and president.
And president.
Congratulated the former vice president and president.
And president. Okay, Joe and Joe.
Yeah, Joe.
Great.
Joe.
Good morning to His Excellency.
So maybe in the
Mhm.
course of the show, I will just read. It's not that long.
You have to do so.
Yeah.
You have to do so. Let me just say this: this election, Liberia have won the election. Yes, and just having in mind, we have to move on as a country and a people. The 2 months jubilation, all of it, we have a bigger tax ahead as a country. The word is actually washing. What next for this country? Anyway, good morning. Think positive of your country. It's a very sad time last night. Um, this is what I term as untimely death. Yes, you're not sick. And something just happened to you, just die, just like that. And I woke up trouble in my spirit. Someone had loved, the loved one, their relatives, or good friend. When you woke up this morning, you placing the call to that person, the person have going to another world. This should not be happening. This is what we call untimely death, and I want to term this as devilish.
Yeah.
It's a work of the devil. It's so devilish. Someone is jubilating, then on a new vehicle just ran into that crowd. That's untimely death.
Yeah, so while we will not draw conclusion why it is, it's left with the security apparatus.
Yeah, but that's untimely death there. Yeah, investigation is going, but that one is untimely death.
Want to express our deepest condolences to those who are the family members of those who lost their lives in that tragic incident. We want to really call on the police, that is the first line of investigation, to ensure that they bring to book whoever perpetrated this, if it was an accident or it was a planned attack on the headquarters of the Unity Party. We understand through social media that a guy was arrested, so we hope to get details from that arrest, so that at least we can bring to closure what actually happened, because it was really sad. I mean, it is troubling, just after election, and that's such a thing is happening. I know a lot of people are insinuating and doing other speculations, but like even Marka said, we cannot jump to conclusion.
I saw the post this morning
from Marka, so we can jump to conclusion. Let's give the security force the chance to do the investigation and come up with the fact. And this should be done speedily and taken very seriously, because I mean, it is bad. You listen to some people saying domestic terrorism and all of that. So we really want a closure to that investigation. But let's bring you the lineup.
Yeah, so we're not live, but now on the react. Other bottle. Anyway, let's go over the lineup.
Yeah, so it's November 21 today. Is Tuesday. We'll take the health tip with David Coty as normally. We officially announced registration for this year's International Children's Day of Broadcast.
Yes, the ICDB.
Okay, yes, the International Children's Day of Broadcast. Odi will do that.
It's every December.
Yeah, he's in charge.
And Marka, I'm a proud product of the days back, the Children Broadcasting Program. And my mentor was Mary Lauren Brown. Okay. Yes, so we'll talk about that briefly. It starts December.
Yes, sure. We'll talk about that briefly. And as you are aware, the National Elections Commission, the authority club with the responsibility to conduct election and announce results, did so yesterday officially and announced Joseph Newman Boakai as the winner of the election and the 26th president
Mhm.
of the Republic of
Of
Liberia.
Liberia.
Yes. Tribute to those who died in a tragic accident, or I don't want to say incident, last night at the UP headquarters on Burr Street in Monrovia. We'll talk about that. Coming up at 8:20, we open the line, speak to your leader segment this morning on the TBS, 8:20 to 8:30, 8:30 to 9:15 this morning.
Mhm.
We'll have representative elect
Mhm.
Neka Gay of District Number 3 in
Number
Nema
three.
County. Yes,
Okay.
District Number 3 in
Okay.
Nema County. Naka E. Gay will be our guest this morning. 45 minutes of intensive interview this morning. One of the newest coming to the house.
Mhm. Mm.
Yes, yes, he'll tell us more about himself and his vision for the district and Liberia at large. 9:15 sports entertainment as usual. We'll bring you commercials. Orange Liberia, the proud sponsor of the TBS, and also at 9:17 to 10 o'clock this morning, a team from the Liberia Revenue Authority will be with us this morning to talk more about the institution, which department they are coming from. We'll give you details on the show. In the midst of all, country first.
Country
Well,
first.
that's it for the show
Yes.
this morning.
Great, beautiful liner, and I like the.
You
Yeah.
enter now, eh?
Yeah, we enter. Was not on. You are screaming for another side.
Oh, I
Yes,
see.
yes. So you see the followers going
Oh,
through.
yes. Okay.
So Facebook have now added something great. Whenever you're going live,
Mhm.
all what you are pronouncing, you just see the right all coming through.
Okay.
That's a great innovation for Mark Zuckerberg.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Live caption.
yeah.
Yes.
So live when as you talking, the right out just
Yeah.
be spelling out for you.
Yeah.
Yes, it's a beautiful.
So if somebody who doesn't understand your accent,
Mhm.
or that your accent is giving them problem to understand what you are saying,
When you're on a live
the
this time.
writing will be there.
Yeah.
So if they don't want to listen, they will read. Yeah, exactly. That's good.
Great.
That's good.
Let's have thank you so much. Thanks for following up. Liberia have won the election. Great. Let's bring on health tip with David Ernest Coty for 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Yes. Health tip with David Ernest Coty. We're gonna do this right now. Right after that, we'll go with our talking point. This is David Ernest Coty live on the Breakfast Show. Good morning, it's all yours.
Thank you. Good morning to you. Good morning to my friend and brother. The last time, about 1.5 weeks ago, I told you about the danger of diabetes. I don't know whether some of you are going to check yourself to know that you have it. Now, how many of you know whether you have diabetes or not? Please go to the hospital today and check your status. When you are diagnosed of diabetes, just in case you are diagnosed of diabetes, the next step you should take is to go to the JFK at the eye center to check the status of your eye. The reason is that diabetes makes people blind. If you don't know that, I have told you about cataract in detail, how cataract can make people blind. I told you about glaucoma, how glaucoma can make people blind. In fact, with glaucoma, it's even worse because when glaucoma destroys the back part of the eye there, you are finished forever. No doctor in the world can help you. It's irreversible. With cataract, it can be removed and be replaced. But cataract is dangerous. Now, if you haven't done your diabetes test before, do that. And if you find out that you have diabetes, please go to the hospital quickly. The JFK hospital, they got some good instruments there, equipment there. They'll be able to help you and tell you what to do. Now, one of the ways to keep uh, diabetes from destroying your eyes is to keep your cholesterol level low, your blood pressure low, or let me just say, put it under control. The cholesterol, blood pressure, and sugar, blood sugar, under control. If you don't do that, my friend, there's something called retinal diabetic retinopathy. It destroys the back of the eye that you have to be very, very careful. This is not a small thing to overlook. So the first thing is go first to the hospital to know that you have diabetes. Now, since I have only 3 minutes, remember this. The time you go to bed and the time you wake up is important. It must be regular. I go to bed 10:30 every night, and I make sure I sleep for 8 hours and wake up the next morning. But you cannot just go to bed anytime you want to go to bed. Today, 7 o'clock, tomorrow, 5 o'clock. The next day, 11 o'clock. And those of you who bluff about going to bed late and waking up soon, you are killing yourself. It's dangerous. You must sleep for not less than 8 hours a day. And please don't take a nap in the day. When you take a nap for 2 or 3 hours, it may interrupt your 8 hours sleep in the night. And that will not be good for you. Your health is your wealth. Finally, early detection is the first medicine to good health. I told you before, don't wait until your brother, your sister, your family members start looking for taxi and chartering a car to run you to the hospital because something has happened. It may be too late. You know, many government officials who have traveled to India and other places and came back as cargo. They didn't come back as human beings. They were put in cartoons and brought back here because it was too late. They did not know that certain things were happening. Maybe prostate cancer, this, that. Look, thank you very much for the time. Bye bye.
Yes, let's sleep in one girl. Yes,
Okay.
yes. There, thank you. Yeah. And let's sleep on. You gotta go to bed at a specific time. We're gonna hustle all that now. Yeah. Yeah. The sleeping on.
Some people do, you come from where you gotta pass.
Yeah. The sleeping on, David. Yeah, we gotta revisit the sleeping on. Yes. Sleeping on.
Yeah, so we're here. That was health tip with David Coty is regular now on the TBS. I think it's a good thing. Every morning you are reminded about something concerning your health. Like the last time I learned my lesson. Since that time I've stopped that other habit where I always want to complete what I'm doing. If I want to urinate before I go, I left that one. I can't do it again. Anytime I can, I go.
Okay. And one thing I pick up from here every morning, I make sure I drink water.
Okay.
Yes. First thing.
I was doing that one about drop.
Yes. They will say just zip the water small.
Yeah, small.
Yes, it's good because when you are sleeping, most of the water drains down through the body. Great. Welcome to the TBS. And you would like to say good morning to all of you following it. Those of you online, when your data is watching us, thanks for having the trust with us from day one of this, and we're right here with you. So to begin, we want to announce officially the International Children Day of Broadcasting. When the year case on the radio is every December. Normally when school will close, for the festive season. So the kids are given this opportunity to come on air and showcase their talent. And some of us, we are product, all right? Like we'll make mention of Mary Lauren Brown, who started as a kid, and now we are professional in the business. So we want to encourage the parents. Please try to take advantage of this year International Children Day of Broadcasting on Truth FM. That will start the first week of this month. You will call this number after the show. Don't call right now. You can call 0777-405017. Make sure the kids can read and write. Yes, from 7 to 14 years for our Children's Day program. From 7 to 14 years, let them come and have the experience. Last year, they had a great time with the outgoing vice president, Joel Howard Tiller. I mean, that was a good one. A year earlier, also, we had a great time with the current Elections Commission boss, Derrietta Brown, who took the case there, and they have the experience. So, who knows? This year, Children Broadcasting Program, maybe George Weah could say, before I say goodbye to the presidency, I want to have some interaction with these children. They are all featured on Liberia. So, call 0777-405017. And be part of the International Children Broadcasting Program.
Don't call right now.
Don't call yet. You call Point straight on the channel. Yeah, so let's have an official statement from the U.S. President. You don't warn.
Yes, so this statement comes from the White House.
The man who rides the beast.
Yeah.
There's no ordinary car the U.S. President rides besides the beast. And when he's flying, he flies with Air Force One.
Yeah.
Yes, Joe Biden officially, released an official statement congratulating Joseph Boyka.
Yes, November 20, 2023 statement from President Joe Biden congratulating Joseph Boakai as president-elect of Liberia. He writes, I congratulate Joseph Boakai on his election to be the next president of Liberia. These free and fair elections and presidential runoff demonstrated Liberians' commitment to making their voices heard through the ballot box. And I look forward to working together to continue deepening the ties between our nations and people in the years ahead. I also want to commend President Weah for respecting the will of the people and putting patriotism above politics. as we discussed at the US Africa Leaders Summit last year, the peaceful transition of power is a threshold liberty of democracy. The people of Liberia have exercised their constitutional right and demonstrated the power of that truth. And they have set clear example for West Africa and the entire world. Democracy is a powerful tool for progress, and democracies can deliver for our people. Joe R. Biden Jr.,
Joe Biden.
President,
Joe Biden.
United States of America.
Very beautiful one. USA. Yeah, we do one.
Are we taking one locally?
Another release. But I like something what Joe Biden recognized. The president, George Weah, to concede defeat while as president. This normally don't happen. 146 years of our history have passed that George Weah had become the second president, to concede defeat while in office. Yes, let's take the second one.
Yes, the second one is local, and this is it. It says the Supreme Council, the Executive Committee, and the entire membership of the United Liberians Party, ULP, extends our heartfelt congratulations to the President and Vice President-elect, Ambassador Joseph N. Boakai, and Senator Jeremiah K. Kun of the Republic of Liberia from the runoff election. The entire membership of the United Liberians Party is wishing you well and God blessings as you ascend to serve your country and people. Congratulations, Mr. President and Vice President-elect.
Dr. Tefa.
Yes,
so what was the party?
That's the United Liberians Party.
Okay.
Yes.
Great. So the messages are coming back and forth. I mean, it's a good one. On yesterday, the face of the National Elections Commission, Madam Derrietta Brown Lassanan, officially announced. I wish I could place a call to her. This morning, she officially announced naming our 26th president, Ambassador Joseph Boyka, as president of the Republic of Liberia. And we want to say congratulations to the president-elect. We also want to say congratulations to President George Weah. Look, I was watching this program on Sakon called Africa News. And you see how the presenter have praised the democracy of Liberia. Look, what George have done, what George Weah have done to concede defeat, this don't happen in Africa easily. And trust me, it's going to go down in our own book of record. You have become the second president now to concede defeat as president. George Weah, I want to say thank you. This is democracy, the will of the people. Yes, was above an individual interest. That's what I always say in the midst of all the country first, Liberia second. George Weah, Liberia is more than George Weah, more than Joseph Boyka. And the way the people voted, that's how the result came out. Notwithstanding, there are some cases still at the National Elections Commission. I mean, there are some hearing cases they want to inform the public. There are some districts. The representative candidate, like you mentioned, of Professor Richmond Anderson, district number 12. There'll be another hearing case with that matter. Week before last, the hearing officer ruled the case in the absence of Anderson lawyer and the representative candidate. Well, the Board of Commissioners said, no, this case have to be revisited. So we want to announce to Liberians, there are other hearing cases still before the legal section of the National Elections Commission. Let's hope NEC keep us up to date with these cases. Those who have some dissatisfaction.
Yes, another one in District 2, Montserrat, and also District 2, Maryland.
Maryland, yeah. Yes. Buffer Chambers, Nilmen Doen, District 2.
District 2, yes.
We have to follow up with Gopu Kagon, District 4, Nima County. So NEC, please get us up to speed. With these cases, these hearing cases is good for our democracy. So long as George Weah can come back and say, congratulations, Joseph Boyka, that tells you that our democracy is maturing gradually. So if someone have a problem in the district, well, they're asking for recount of the ballot paper. Elections Commission, you have done a bigger one, though. So these small representative cases now should not panic you. Yes, you have done a bigger one for our opposition to win the election. So District 2, yeah, Monserrato, right?
Yeah, yes.
Yes. Go into that matter well. District number 12, also visit the case there well. District 2, Maryland, and other parts of the countries. Yes. So again, Maka, I mean,
Yeah.
we have to move on. Look, Liberians by now, you're supposed to be saying, look, Maka, where are you guys, man? You guys have played, what's this guy named? Ali Fasa, eh?
Yeah. Francis Halley.
Francis Halley.
Francis Halley.
Francis Halley.
Yes, the CEO of FASA Business Center.
This guy,
Yes.
he plays a call to us.
Yeah.
And say, gentlemen, is it possible we see you for the very first time?
Yeah.
Right after the truth. I mean, this is no secret. Because of the professional role. That's why I was saying all journalists are returning to base.
And one thing I copied from him with our interaction is that he said, it came a point in time that we were afraid because the trend of the campaign and the kind of statements people were making and speculations that people were making across the country. And furthermore, this is one of the most important things he said. He said, you see, some of these people making this statement, some of them are just, civil servants, some of them are working in government positions, some of them, are doing other. But for us, the business people, for us, the business people who have invested so hugely in our businesses, for anything negative to happen, it was going to affect us the most. So he said, I want to appreciate you guys for preaching a peace message that today we can see a peaceful outcome of the election, that today we did not close our businesses to run away.
Yeah.
Nothing negative happened. Gentlemen, congratulations to you guys and congratulations to Liberians.
Yeah.
I mean, Francis, a very young man, very young, determined man.
Francis Halley,
we want to say congratulations to you as well. I mean, these are people that we should point out in society. While you are working, there are people who are watching and they know the importance of the work you do. And some of you know very well the importance of the work we do, but
and that is Ali, my man, you won, man.
Thank you.
Some of you will take your food and look, it came a time, Maka.
Your call for lunch, we will demand it out of you. Yeah, your call us for lunch.
Let's I want to say I beat there around the boot, the boy.
You call us for lunch. We sat on this air 2 hours, 30 minutes every morning for us to have peace in this country. We did our part. And listen, let me tell you, we were not talking to the people in Monrovia.
No.
We were not talking to the people in Margibi because you think it is about the neighboring counties. No. We were talking to people across the country. Like I told you, we broadcast from here directly to Bon County, Nimba, and from Nimba, with our substation in Nimba, we broadcast straight to the southeast of the country. People even across border in Guinea and Africa listen to Truth FM. We broadcast to the people across the country.
It came out town
across the country.
It came out town the two political parties, right? This is what was happening. The ones like I can say kudos to Musa ability. Musa knows so you have professionals here. It came out town, and I mean, it was no secret. The folks of the United Party was like the Spoon Network, right? The CDC was the LBS, the Freedom FM, right?
Yeah.
And consistently, we had the two political parties going back and forth.
We had them coming here.
Yes. Yeah, the folks from the CDC was coming. The United Party people was also coming.
And thanks to Mr. Ability, he never placed any restriction on the work we did here.
No.
And that we continue to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn it. Tawa wrote an article, easy. Congratulations to President Weah for his historic concession speech by Tewonse Gongolo.
Okay.
And the people came out the morning.
Yeah.
Tell make sure people arrive
in the New Dawn.
In the
New Dawn newspaper.
Yeah,
right?
New Dawn, page number 5.
Yeah.
Damn it. And
Councillor Tewon
Gongolo. He said,
Councillor, you want to read the article?
He said we should read it as a former presidential candidate. And so you threatening us here.
Yeah.
Anyway.
but I think we can use
let's go 1 or 2.
We can use 2 minutes to read this.
Yes, you can do it.
Yeah. So let me read
this is an article written by
let me read this article.
Councillor Tewonse Gongolo.
So it is entitled "Congratulations to President Weah for his historic concession speech" by Tewonse Gongolo. On November 17, President George Manuel Weah strengthened his credential as a man of peace by graciously conceding defeat not just by the telephone call to the winning presidential candidate, Honorable Joseph Newman Boakai, president-elect, but by giving a very moving speech to the people of Liberia that emphasized respect for the will of the people and the need for all Liberians to remain peaceful. The degree of the politician's commitment to democracy is not judged by the extent to which he or she celebrates victory, but by his or her willingness to graciously accept defeat. By his concession speech, President George Manawia passed the test of commitment to democracy with an excellent score. He has set a precedent that will both strengthen our democracy and our collective effort to deepen a culture of peace. He has set the bar very high for the conduct of a sitting president who is defeated in a presidential election. President Weah's landmark concession speech will now serve as guardians for any future sitting president of Liberia who loses election to easily concede defeat. Given the closeness of the vote, the country was on edge, and many Liberians and members of the international community were nervous about the reaction of the losing candidate. Therefore, the president's concession speech brought great relief to the Liberian people, the West African sub-region, the African continent, and the world. President Weah has truly shown that he is a man of peace by such a nationalistic and patriotic decision. It is important to note that the concession speech given by President Weah was the first of its kind in 146 years. The last time that any sitting president considered defeat was in 1877 when President James Springs Payne of the Republican Party conceded defeat to President Anthony William Gardner of the True Whig Party. The Republican Party was the first ruling party but was defeated by the True Whig Party for the first time in the 1869 presidential election. In 1871, Edward James Ward, the president elected in 1869 on the ticket of the True Whig Party, was overthrown, detained, and on an attempt to escape from detention, he was rearrested, dragged on his back, jailed, and he bled to death while in detention, thus marking the first coup d'etat in Liberia. History of the first African Republic, that was the reference. In that election, former President Joseph Jenkins Ramos won, followed by another Republican Party candidate, James Payne, also a former president who won the 1875 election and lost the 1877 election to Anthony Gardner of the True Whig Party. The similarities between the 1877 presidential election and the 2023 presidential election are the following. One, in 1877, two parties that had tasted political power participated in that presidential election, just like the 2023 presidential election. Two, the former ruling party, the True Whig Party, defeated the current ruling party, the Republican Party, just as in the 2023 presidential election, in which the former ruling party, the Unity Party, defeated the current ruling party, the Coalition for Democratic Change. And three, the sitting president conceded defeat to the candidate of the former ruling party in 1877, as was done 146 years later by President Weah to President-elect Joseph Newman Boakai on Friday, November 17, 2023. You want to continue?
Yes.
In order to avoid any confusion in understanding the historic nature of the concession made by President Weah, it is important to note that since 1877, there has been no occasion for a sitting president to concede defeat to an incoming president. The True Whig Party ruled Liberia from 1878 to 1980 when it was overthrown for the second time. The next elected president was Samuel Kanyado, but that election was not between a sitting president and an opposition party, but among four parties that had not tasted power. Samuel Doe won, but there was no concession made by any of the other three contending presidential candidates, and none of them was a candidate of a ruling party or a former ruling party. In fact, the three losing parties contested a final result announced by the Special Election Commission, SECOM, Also, the presidential term of Samuel Doe should have ended in 1991, but he did not end his term due to an armed civil conflict that started on December 24, 1989. The next elected president was Charles Taylor, but his 6 year term did not end because he was forced to relinquish power in 2003 due to a resumption of the civil conflict. President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf of the next elected was the next elected president, and she served for 2 terms. She did not participate in the 2017 presidential election, hence, she could not have conceded defeat because it was her vice president that participated in that election as the candidate for the ruling party. It should be further noted that the 2017 election was between a ruling party and an opposition party that had not tasted power. Therefore, this was the first election in which a former ruling party and a current ruling party participated since 1877, and similar to 1877, the ruling the former ruling party defeated the current ruling party, and the candidate of the current ruling party, a sitting president, conceded defeat. All peace loving Liberians must express deep gratitude to the president for this pleasant repeat of history. The leadership of the CDC must share in this gratitude as well for this historic decision of President Weah. Liberia is gradually becoming a sweet land of liberty by the civil conduct of all the political actors in the 2023 presidential election, especially President George Weah by his great conception speech. Thank you, Mr. President. A better Liberia is possible. See, I
Wow.
want to say Gonglo.
Tell us, Gongolo.
Say is the name given to the first boy child in the family.
Okay.
Yes, so if you have never learned anything about Say,
See.
that is the lesson.
Okay.
Yeah. The same way Kisi people can call their first boys Sa.
Okay, sir.
Yes.
See.
that's the same thing.
See. Beautiful one. Tell us, Gongolo. As a matter of fact, this is published in the New Dawn. So they'll have to make it available for us to have the paper this morning. You know,
Yeah.
the paper came all the way from Central Town.
He did great,
Yes.
but after the reading, my acting is more.
Yes. Yeah, man. Anyway, so again, let's see if we can pick a few calls up this morning. As we anticipate our guests in like 5-6 minutes. I would like to bring on. I'm still working on to see if we can have the Elections Commission boss shortly. And let's pick a few calls up, please. Yes, you announced this number exclusively. Yes, Marka, do your number exclusively.
0770-202-579.
Yeah, call that number.
Yeah, only that number.
Only that number. Call it.
0770-202-579. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
My name is Bobby Addison, and I want to say congratulations to you guys for the good work. And thank God for safe trip back to Monrovia from Maryland. I called to say thank you to the good people in Jerusalem, People Sorican District, and to Speaker Papa Chimas for the donation of an ambulance, a brand new ambulance to the Legal Health Center, and to the traditional women who also had the opportunity to apologize to Speaker Papa Chimas for what one of the members said on one or two community radio stations, and we continue to support the incoming and outgoing government. So thank you once again to you guys in studio and all journalists. Report to base by all of the
Yes. Return the base.
Return the base.
Good morning.
Yeah, someone said Taiwan's speech is longer
More
than
than
Joe
Joe
Biden.
Budget achieved by Yoga Willie.
Yeah, it means that Taiwan's speech is
morning.
longer than Joe Biden. Go ahead.
Good morning, Marka. This is Steve Maggie for the Akure for Grand Pastor County District number 1.
Go ahead.
First of all, I will always say a big thank you from the mighty God and wish really our president to bring the peace, which is the tradition, the church we are. Dr. Josh Ryan, we want to say big thank you. All we really about to will be behind you, and we will maintain our sit up on the 2029 by the grace of God, and also congratulations again to the with the president, Ambassador Joshua Jimabuaka. Thank you this morning.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you. 2029, I can't people waiting for you. Good morning.
That Taiwan's speech longer than Joe Biden.
Good morning.
Thank you, Chief. And let me say good morning to Bureau when you and the rest of the Liberia. My name is Kwewu William Coley, and I joined this conversation from District City.
David, yeah, hold on.
Thank you. You know, I attend the both of you test previously to appreciate you all for your hard work and your dedicated work towards the peace process now we're experiencing. In the entire campaign period, you guys' messages were only about peace, and I think the Liberian people listening to you, and also allowing us to use your platform to aid our view, to conscientize, sensitize, and enlighten in the minds of the Liberian to take the direction of the United Party, and that which we were successful in. So I appreciate you people very well, and we look forward for more engagement.
Okay.
Thank you very
Okay.
much, Chief.
All
Okay.
right.
Okay.
Great. So let's speak on Derek Ernest Cote. Good morning. David, morning. Morning. Go ahead.
Oh, hello.
Yeah, you're hearing myself in the background. This should not be you, man. David, go ahead. Go ahead. Okay. Yes. Yes. We'll take like maybe like two more calls. Then we'll bring on our guests this morning. This is the True Breakfast Show on 96.1, the heart and soul of Liberia. Thanks so much for all of your calls. If I just squeeze this last person through. Good morning.
Hello.
David, you live. You live. Go ahead. Yeah, you keep holding the line. Go ahead.
Okay, okay. All right. Thank you. I wish I could have a copy of that newspaper and that article written by my good friend and brother, Councillor Gonglo.
Google article is longer than Joe Biden.
Yeah, but it's supposed to be so, and also good. All right. When this whole thing was going on, I met to you people today. I was one of those who predicted trouble here. I'm not going to lie to you about that. I predicted trouble because of the way things happened during the campaign. People being killed in Lofa, people being killed here, and the small confusion, especially what happened in Nimba when some people went there and shot people, when they were on their way to go and camping somewhere. So I predicted trouble here. But let me say many things. I will join my good friend and brother, Councillor Gonglo, and other people in saying many thanks to the president. That decision that was made by him to concede, my brother, has brought real peace to this country. If President Weah had just said, I don't agree, this thing is not fair, we'll go ahead and do this, my friend, by this time we're still in hot seat here. Do you know that people died during the 14 years of war because of three major things? One, hunger. Two, bullets. And three, lack of medication. There are people who die because they could no longer get their medicines. A lot of people in this country today have something called pre-existing condition. In my case, I'm a diabetic patient. Oh yes, we're the diabetes people. So I don't play with I'm sorry, not diabetes, high blood pressure. So I don't play with my pressure tablets. For over 4 or 5 years, I've been taking it every day. I'm also a glaucoma patient. That problem with the pressure in the eye. So I have to take my pressure medicine every day. What if there was war here and you can't find your medication? Then a different trouble. So I would join everybody else. And Councillor Gonglo, thank you for that nice piece. You are truly an opposition leader. And we hope to see you in the mansion one day. Now, thank you.
Quickly. Mm-hmm.
Okay, quickly. All journalists get back to base. Just as I went back to base to Unity Party. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Oh, you going back to Unity Party?
Man, I'm back.
We'll tell that one tomorrow. Derek Cote say he back to base. Great. So as we transition on to our guests again, want to sympathize with those who lost their life. This is what we call untimely death. It was a very sad one. Zanga David, I think he's just joining the line. You shouldn't do so. Stop this. We'll wait for the Liberian National Police to speed it up with that investigation. But that was devilish. This is what we call untimely death. Something that you not say nothing, and this kind of incident happened. So again, the Unity Party, look, when you go to church, you don't raise song. Those of you just joining the line, you should stop it. The Unity Party have asked celebration to be cut off across the whole country. But what happened last night, it was a sad one. Someone had lost their relative, the loved ones, they have good friends. It's a very sad one. This is what we call untimely death. So we want to condemn it. And let's hope the Liberian National Police will definitely speed up with this kind of investigation. Like Amara Kone had a post this morning on the social media. He don't want to jump up and accuse him who's the cause of it. But quickly, the burning of the vehicle I don't know how it came about, because that could have given the police the evidence to see whether that vehicle have a car document, who that car belongs to, and all of that. But the vehicle was burned, to ashes. But let's hope the police investigate what happened last night. It was very devilish. It's a sad thing for our country. Anyway, yes, let's link up with our guest this morning. Marka is off there on top. The studio is going to run this. This is the breakfast show in the midst of all, country friends. Yes, Marka is all yours. Go ahead.
Yes, thank you, O'Neill. This morning, it is great again, but you know, the news last night it hit all of us hard. So, however, we have to continue and give the police this chance to do their investigation. So, like we indicated in our lineup this morning, we have with us Honorable Neka Ige. He is the representative elect of Electoral District Number 3 in Nema County. And actually, this is going to be my first interview with him. Even when he was candidate, we did not do an interview. But it's great to have you this morning on Truth FM. Welcome, Pierre.
Yeah, thank you very much, Marka. Thank you so much for the invitation, and it's a pleasure to be here with the 2FM family this morning.
Okay. Well, tell us, how are you this morning? Firstly, before we can go any further.
Relatively, I'm calm. I'm in good health. I just like you was moody this morning because of the incident last night at the party headquarters. I think it was actually devastating. I think there should be a national mourning period for the loss of the lives, that actually, is an irreparable loss. There should be a national mourning period so that we can move for those people who lost their life.
Exactly. It is a Satan for all of us. So yes, let's talk about Neka E. Gay. Who is this individual? Who are you?
Nakage is a Liberian here from Lima, specifically Lapio 1,
Okay.
right near Campley when you are going to the Lokwatu border.
Okay.
I work with the Ministry of Foreign Affairs for the past 22 years. I started working in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs from 2002 as a security agent, from security agent to research assistant, research analyst. And the position I hold currently at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs is a desk officer for
Okay.
international organizations. I work within the Department of International Cooperation and work in the Assistant Minister of International Organizations that deals with the multilateral, organization like UN, IEA, and the UN offices in Vienna, in Geneva, New York. So our office actually propagates the foreign policy at the international multilateral system.
Okay.
So I've been a diplomat, in the foreign ministry for a long period of time. I decided to go into politics. I contested in 2017, I came second
Okay.
to Honorable Sonwabe. This time around, I think our people thought that we should repose the confidence in a person who is actually who has the intellectual capacity and who has the expertise and the political experience to actually articulate the views and aspirations of the people of District Number 3 at the national legislature. And I come from a very poor family. My father was a teacher, my mother is a farmer. I'm a Christian, married, and so we have been in the political corridor for some time, in the student politics.
Okay.
When I was at the University of Liberia, I served as president for the district University Student Association, and then from there I served as the vice president for NUSA. So we've been in the political corridor and the student activism from the Lima level, and we have been very, engaged, and it has been our dream and aspiration that one day our voice will be here on the national political decision making, and actually contribute, to the nation being of Liberia, because this country needs to move forward, and other countries that we have traveled, the way they look and the way the economy and the developmental spree, in the 21st century, and the way things are moving forward, we feel that it is incumbent upon us to make significant contribution to nation building, and we come with a patriotic and nationalistic spirit to actually work along with the government to move the national agenda forward.
That is great. So, having lost in 2017, coming again in 2023, sincerely, what was your expectation?
election, especially the first time coming to election, sometimes it's difficult. Sometimes there are some strategy that you are lacking because of the political inexperience.
Mhm.
And then so when we lost in 2017, it was painful. But sometimes God has a own timing, to a situation because I contested the New Year Party ticket in 2017 and then CDC won. So assuming that if I won in 2017 with my position as an opposition lawmaker at the time, maybe I won't have performed to the expectation of the people.
Mhm.
So maybe God did it for the reason when I lost, I felt so bad. But in 2018, 2019, when I saw the national political situation, the way things are going, and the way the government, structure of the country was going, I spoke to myself. I said, yeah, maybe it's God who actually allow me not to win, and maybe there is hope for the future. And I actually remain engaged with my people from 2018, 2019, 2020, 2021, 2023. I've been with the people throughout, and making myself very conspicuous and unequivocal with my message. That our character around with peace and stability, and actually how we can collectively come together to ensure that District number three is actually, the interest of the people is actually seen, and that we can have the political zest and passion to articulate the views and aspirations of people at the national legislature, because this 2023 is very strategic in the development of Liberia, especially when it comes to contribution to the national economy, revenue. We have the Guato border, we have Dule border, we have Kunle border, we have Yekepa border, we have Blodewi, and then we are the host of the multinational corporation investment in Liberia, the Accelerator. So our district is very strategic when it comes to the revenue, contribution to our national economy. So to have somebody, as representative of the place, you should be somebody who is educationally fit. And I feel that I was the person who the people really, repose their confidence in him. I make my case, and we strongly, engage our people with a message, and I think we get attracted to the people, and our message, was actually, great, and we propagated the message well, and our people was able to relate us.
What is the political party history?
I've been a member of the Unity Party throughout my life.
Okay.
2005, I supported the Unity Party, but because of some political reason, in 2023, I had to join the MDR.
Okay.
So that is a long story that we cannot.
So you actually won on the
MDR
NDR ticket.
ticket. So we cannot actually, because we don't have enough time to actually explain or to elucidate further on the political rigmarole that actually made me to go to MDR. But I am a member of MDR right now, and for the educational side, I got a bachelor degree, from the University of Liberia in sociology with emphasis in public administration. I went to the diplomatic school. I graduated,
Okay.
I hold a postgraduate diploma in international relations and contemporary, development diplomacy. And then I hold a master degree in international law. And so my whole life, I've been in the corridor of diplomacy. I've been in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. And so going to national
I think the district has a resourceful lawmaker.
Yes, I think so, because we are very strong educationally and intellectually. We are fit, and this is why our people actually look in among us, and they have to elect me. So we have the intellectual pedigree and the experience to actually engage.
What messages that you gave the people of District 3 that made them prefer you over the other candidates?
Actually,
and how committed are you to these promises that you made
yeah,
to them?
actually, the geopolitical spectrum of our district, and the message that actually captivated the minds of the people, the electorate, to actually come to me, was that our district does not believe in the antagonistic political argument where you attack other candidate or the other. So
Okay.
you tell the people what you are able to do, and you give them hope that upon my election, I will do this, I will do this. So understanding the background, the political psychology of the people. So I was actually safer in my political engagement with the people, get to the older people, the young people, and give them hope that Liberia is all that we have. We need to actually develop an agenda that will drive for the national development agenda forward. And the young people, as that constitute almost 65% of our population of the country. Some of them riding pempen, some of them are just in the place playing checkers. Some of them go to Atayi Center whole day drinking Atayi, making some argument. So we came to them with a message that, gentlemen, we are young people with great future, and I think we can change the dynamics of the contemporary political activity in Liberia. So I think you guys can join me, and also to the older people, to the issue of the rural political activity. You have to actually come down to the people, be like them, and live with the people, and make yourself low. Let the people also see that that connectivity, let it be very close, and so that they can feel that when you go up you will not forget about them. So there is a mechanism that we deploy when we're campaigning.
Did you promise the people that you were going to build roads, bridges, schools, hospitals, or clinics? Did you promise on some of these
campaign
infrastructures?
promises are obvious to be made, but what I did was I designed a platform to actually help to advocate on behalf of the district and national legislature with respect to, making sure that budget is appropriated for some of the institutions to reform, some of the institutions that are broken, and to actually reinforce and re-energize our people, especially in the agricultural sector, because our district have been very productive in terms of agricultural productivity. uh, the planting, the edibles, the banana, the pepper, other things are produced actually from our area. So how can we deal with the local agriculture organizations on the ground, like the cooperative on the ground? How can we work along with them in terms of cocoa production? A lot of things. So we have a platform, that we design to actually intervene in the agricultural sector when it comes to infrastructure development, that how to do a role, construction of some public facilities. As you know, Campley is a city, but Campley doesn't have a city hall. So I told the people that upon my SNSA, we can lobby with the national legislature and the ways and means of committee at the national legislature to put something, to appropriate something in the budget to at least have a construction of a city hall. Because most of the time we have program in Campley, we'll go out to the car auditorium, or we maybe have a program in the open space. So these are some of the things that we discuss with the people, and more over the health sector. Can't play, in our the can't play health center in our clinic anymore. Developed to a comprehensive health center. We have a medical doctor in the place. So how can we work along with the citizens in the place to actually elevate the structure to maybe a full-fledged hospital, facility? And these are some of the plans that we have. And moreover, how can we engage the national government? The revenue sharing bill, how can we do some amendments so that revenue collected from the various bordering point, like the Loguato border, the Kangle border, the Dule border, the Yikepa border, the Blode border, how can something come from there to live with the people so that we can have development on the ground? Because you cannot continue to raise revenue from those places
And bring it to
Monrovia, and then the government, the central government do the plan, and they don't even capture those people who are collecting the revenue, the place that the revenue is being collected. You don't, actually design a development plan to capture them or to include them, in the development, agenda of the country. So we feel that it's our obligation to actually advocate for our people so that at least certain percentage of the revenue collected should go back to the place for development. So these are some of the things we plan. And when it comes to economic empowerment, we're going to also talk. That is a holistic decision at the national legislature, because their country needs empowerment, because women, the youth, and other people you need to have. And those who are in the business sector, how can you, maybe get a loan from the bank so that those who are doing business, so that they can improve in the business sector? Because for the national economy to be driven smoothly, you need the private sector involvement in the business sector so that you can also drive the economy, because the government alone cannot do all. So if you can ascertain or get a loan or obtain a loan from the bank to give to the business people in the local with commitment to pay back, they also help to relax some of the economic tension that we have been experiencing as a nation. So that have been one of my plan on the agenda. And moreover,
and you are committed to
I'm committed to that. And moreover, the issue of international and local scholarship. I went to school out of Liberia, and the education I acquired today, I end up being the education I acquired today, and the grace of God, I want to been to where I am. So I take education as a pivotal, agenda and plan on my the cattle law as one of the major, areas for intervention, so that we can make sure that at least every year, at least 2 or 3% from the district can go international scholarship. You get a master degree, you come back, we can look for space to put you there. Because one person cannot, they say one tree does not make a forest. So to build a hefty and strong society, you need to collectively involve other people who are smart, who can also help you to work together, because I alone cannot do that. But if we build a capacity of other people who are, desirous of, forwarding education, maybe to master or PhD level, it becomes also a help to me to also, and when they come back and when they get a job, they also helping to shoulder some responsibilities, that I can handle.
That sounds good. Well, before we ask you about what kind of legislative caucus you look up to in the 55th legislature, let's look at reconciliation. It's just after election, and you were many in the race. You came up victorious. You should take the lead in reconciling the district. What are you doing about that?
Yeah, the reconciliation is paramount on my agenda, because after election there must be reconciliatory program that we actually bring the various political actors on the table to discuss, because everybody was campaigning with an agenda, right? And they had their own platform. The way they visualized the district was different for me. So apparently they have some idea that could be unique to the forward movement of the district. So I can also, get to them so that we can all sit down the table. Gentlemen, this district number 3 is our common patrimony. What can we do collectively to ensure the forward movement of the district? And so we have started already, like the guy from Yame, Mori Dapo, and I usually talk, and say by and I had a meeting, I think 2 days ago in San Nicolas, and I've been talking with Anthony Quimpa, and other people who contested, in the district, so that we can see that the district number 3 remains paramount, and it will continue to exist. So we need to relax and relinquish our personal, problems, and then move the agenda of the district forward, and to work together collectively to ensure that what we envisage, the district number 3 that we envisage in the past should be some of the programs that were inculcated and then planned and designed should be actually, realized and actualized in as soon as possible time.
Somebody commenting on the live feed say you look very healthy. They are hoping, yes, that you will deliver on the promises you made to the people.
The first thing is that I'm a young man, and I'm under obligation, because when you read the political theories and philosophers, there's something in political science they call social contract theory. Okay, the social contract have been signed. The electors are done their part. It left with me to show them the responsibility to deliver, because it's the people, the power is inherent in the people. So I know very well that this elected position that I'm in today, somebody was there yesterday, and somebody will be there tomorrow. I'm not there forever. So the legacy and my performance will speak for me, will speak for my family, will speak for my town, it will speak for the entire district tomorrow. That when this man was there, he did so and so thing, and this is serving a legacy. So I'm of the strong conviction and optimism that I will perform, because we have the sense in the political passion, and we come with we are very re-energized, and we come with renewed commitment to.
Did you set a 100-day agenda? Most of the candidates were setting 100-day agenda.
No, they set a 100-day agenda. What I told the people is that, like what I lay out today, the intervention in the health sector, educational sector, the infrastructure, and other sectors, we will intervene to work periodically, as we also generate resources to intervene in our place, and to also talk to other development partners, international partners, to also intervene in our place. Because what can happen is that if you give a 100-day, deliverable period, and if it's in lapse or elapses, and you do not perform to the expectation of the electors, the confidence that they are reposing us, maybe it will turn to be the real, and people will start to think otherwise.
So in order for development to cross or to spread across the districts in Nimba or any other county, it is also very important to have a united legislative caucus. What kind of caucus do you look up to for the 55th legislature, especially in Nimba County?
I look up to the caucus, a united caucus, reconciled, so that we can put the NIMA agenda first and the national agenda first, because as we are being elected in our respective, electoral district,
Yeah, from different political
for
parties.
different political parties. I know sometimes it's difficult because of political interests,
Yeah.
because you are from maybe other people from CPP, other people from Unity Party. Of course, CDC they didn't have I think a seat in Lima.
Okay.
We have one independent candidate and other people from we have four from the MDR and CPP, and I think Sam Brown also, I think from another party. But we have started working already, and those who are far from us, we need to bring them closer because I think the common denominator is Lima County and the Republic of Liberia. I think the Liberia that some of us envisage, and based on our educational experience and based on our work experience and how we want to see Liberia going forward, another Liberia we see today. So sometimes based on the international experience and based on the nationalistic and patriotic consciousness that we have, sometimes we'll see Liberia going the way we didn't anticipate Liberia to go. Sometimes we grieve in our heart because there's not a Liberia that we anticipated. We were going to school, or crafting policy. When we're going to school, writing articles, publishing the international journals and other things. That there's a Liberia that we want to see a Liberia that will be improved. We want to see Liberia that you have an airport that will be a hub, international hub where plane will be landing from all over like Kotoka, Dakar, and other places. Want to see Liberia where economic empowerment will be the hallmark of the day. That citizens will be able to own something for themselves, so that you can change the narrative because the country is becoming more political. So we gotta be more technical now than political, because when you empower the citizens of the country to be more technical, they make their individual decision and they become more independent. But when the country is more political, people make decisions under fear that if I don't align with the other political party, I'll be dismissed. But when people are technical and they have a technical expertise to perform in the country, if you don't even get a job in the other area, they go to another area. So, and in Liberia, we invested that we should work together in a unanimous way, so that we can attract foreign direct investment, so that the economy can boom, so that job creativity and unemployment can reduce drastically. Because in the wake of this high unemployment rate, my brother, it's difficult, because even in the political position where we are going, even if we can reconcile and unite, and the citizens are not empowered economically, my brother, will not be in peace. Because the resources, even if you have something today, you see maybe 10, 15% coming to us, when are coming to your hot data. But if we draw an agenda, because I know that the PAPD have come to, end, so that I know the new government will draw an agenda, and the agenda will be supported by we, the incoming lawmakers, because we need to see like we're moving forward. We have to help the president to move the country forward, because every country now is working along with the SDG, the Sustainable Development Goals. So our national agenda and plan should be fall in line with the SDG, so that we can move forward. Because by 2030, many countries around the world are meeting a benchmark, and Liberia is still lagging behind. So how can we also help with the national agenda, with the national development plan, so that we can help the president to move the plan? And we have to also our legislative agenda, the NIMA caucus and the other caucuses from other countries, and how can we also holistically work conspicuously to actually see the national agenda being driven by us, so that we can also help the president, so that we can have balance of power, and then the check and balance system, the judiciary, the legislature, and the executive to work hands in hand, so that we can move the national development agenda forward like Liberia.
That is great. Have there been any form of communication between or amongst you, some of the newly elected, those who were re-elected, especially members of the caucus in Nimba, like the likes of Honorable Musa Ability?
Yeah, we have been meeting, like even last night, few of us we were in meeting. Musa, I've been calling us, seeing Honorable Simiana, me, Jan Flomo, and Honorable Ernest Mansi. We even had a meeting last night.
Okay.
But we are actually, but not all of us have been able to meet. I think Honorable Tuan Glikia, Honorable Saint Koga, the last time we had a meeting, it was fruitful. So, but in the meeting, we are not seeing Saint Honorable Saint Brown and Honorable Tawon Way yet.
Okay.
Yeah, so we had all.
So you are hopeful of or you are confident of a united caucus?
Yeah, we are confident, because if we remain divided, the Nima people will not feel happy, because Nima is a country, in spite of our differences when it comes to the ethnicity, where the Manigo people, the Kio, the Mana, the Pele, other people, but what remains paramount is the unity, the Nimba unity is strong, and we don't when we are coming together to discuss development, we don't look at tribes, we don't look at the ethnicity, we look at Nimba County because the country remains supreme more than the tribes. So I think collectively we can work together to ensure that Nimba move forward because Nimba has a lot of growth potential, economic potential. Nimba is a host of the biggest concession in Liberia. Nima is an economic hub. When you reach Uganda, you see the businesses all over in the places. So, and Nima is one of the agriculture productive center in Liberia. So we have a lot of things. It will work together collectively. We can ensure that the road connectivity in Nima will, will enhance. A lot of things will work together so that we can improve the system of life because we are coming with new ideas and new commitment to the job. We said that other people who are ahead of us they didn't do it well, so we come to do better. So it is we are under obligation and with the national duty and with the expectation of the electorates and the mandate given to us. I think we have the obligation to articulate well and to unanimously agree on some issues. Maybe we'll disagree sometimes in principles and other things, but NIMA, interest will be paramount, to be driven.
Okay, let's climb up the capital where your official office will be. Pretty soon you will be attending section and all of that. What kind of 55th legislature do you want to see?
I think our anticipation is to work together to drive the agenda of Liberia because we are not going there for ourselves. We are going there for our district and for Liberia. So I think laws that have been legislated in the past, some of the laws that are so archaic that do not actually represent the contemporary, political, activities anymore. Some of the law need to be repealed, some of them need to be, amended because law that were passed in the 60s, 70s, we are going far. There's a particular, age right now. Things are improving. A lot of political dynamism, a lot of international protocols, conventions, a lot of things are happening in the political corridor, the domestic political corridor, and international political corridor. So we need to work together collectively to ensure that some of these hanking uh, protocols, and other declaration and other international instruments to be domesticated, and some of the issues that have been affecting Liberia, we need to also collectively ensure that bills are passed so that we can have remedy to some of these situations to arrest some of these situations that are going beyond bound. Because we have to connect ourselves with the international community and we have to work together assiduously with our strength, the vigor, and the renewed commitment to move Liberia agenda forward. So for me, I envisage that my expectation, anticipation is that Liberia, the 55th national legislature will be a legislature that will actually move the agenda of Liberia forward because with the president, the vice president I'll have, there's an executive, there's a presidential state. And we know that if we put the president feet on the fire, the president will work, and along with the vice president, along with the cabinet ministers, and because the oversight responsibility, we actually demonstrate it, with national interest. I think the public officials who are given the mandate, the as a administrative position in the various ministry agency will be afraid because the thing is about Liberia, it's not about ourselves. We are being elected to serve our district and to serve Liberia. The way we do it today, it will elevate Liberia to another level, and Liberia will regain its international image because we need to rebrand Liberia because where Liberia is now, we have lost confidence, with the international community, and some of those people do not want to do business with us. So we have to prove ourselves that yeah, we are ready for business.
Why you think so?
Marka, you have to know the government that is just going out, that a lot of things have been happening. Sometimes taking donor money to eat and a lot of things have been happening. So all these things that have been happening, we need to recalibrate and restructure our national, plan agenda to move forward. Because in the absence of that, it will be difficult because the global community work in connectivity. So we don't have to dissociate ourselves from the international community. We have to also work together so that the African Union, the ECOWAS, the MRU, the United Nations, we can all work together. Some of the hanking instruments that need to be rectified and domesticated into a law be done, swiftly so that we can be
So
on par.
there was in the 52nd and 53rd legislature this thing about district development fund, which used to be implemented by the list. You
Yeah.
remember?
Yes.
Yes. In the 24th, I mean the 54th legislature, members said it was lacking. They didn't have it according to them. And at the end, we saw they used to dish out sometimes 30,000. They say it was for constituency engagement and all of that. It become a point of criticism for them, and I think it embarrassed some of them. As you go to the legislature, what do you look forward to when it comes to district development?
Yeah, the first thing is that we got to push the agenda because the district development, that fund that used to come was very important. And we got to be fair and realistic because if we make an input in the district development fund and its continuity, then we got to look at the district based on geography.
Okay.
Because like a district in Nima is almost like a county in the southeast, or more than a county. So if you look at a district in Riverside, let's be fair and realistic. I'm not trying to, maybe overlook Riverside,
Mhm.
but you have a district in Riverside and you're giving them 200,000 in local, another district in Nima, you're getting 200,000. What can 200,000 do? So the need to do on the basis of the population and the geography also, so that you can, because development go with population.
Mhm.
You cannot have a population of maybe 100,000 at one, because in our election, for 18-year-old up vote. But when you are elected, you deal with zero age up.
Mhm.
So you deal with more than 100,000 of this other life for Nima County. So it's huge. So if you want to, we want to really put that into the budget, by we need to also look at, we need to study and look at the political space and the geography of the country, so that we can see how we can, the bigger countries, actually how to, their number, their money had to go up. And moreover, when you look at the country budget realistically is small. What can we do to actually, the economy to improve? How many sectors of the economy that we can attract foreign direct investment to come and invest in the country so that it can improve? Like the tourism sector, it can also serve as one of the revenue generating, entities, so that we can be able to generate funding. There are a lot of sectors. I even discussed the last time we were in certain meeting on a portfolio review or review mechanism with various ministry agency. The toll gate is also one of the areas that you can generate funding to support the budget. There are a lot of things that are happening. The agricultural sector, a lot of things are happening that we need to elevate our national budget to about 1.5 billion, 1 billion, 1.5 billion, so that it can meet the needs of the people. Because in the absence of that, my brother, even public way alone to build a road in the country, that our budget that will have nationally, it can consume everything, even the issue of health and education. So if we take even, other area, the security sector. So to have a strong and healthy country, you need to actually work and open some of the sectors of the economy to actually serve as, an anchor to the economy, to improve the economy. Because in the absence of that, you'll be doing one thing over and over. Every time you go past the budget and then nothing happens. And then, so we need to rethink and redirect, our mind, so that Liberia can be improved. Because in the absence of these things, we'll just go and pass the budget and then nothing happens.
Are you going for any leadership position of the house?
Yeah, why not, my brother? Why not? I've been in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs for all long. So the Committee on Foreign Affairs, I think, will be a good committee for me to chair.
Okay.
And because I understand the international politics, I understand diplomacy, and I work in the corridor of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs for 22 years. I had the experience, and I understand the negotiation and constructive engagement with our international partners. We understand the jargons, and we can articulate well, so that we can work along with the various embassies, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, and its partners to actually drive the development agenda of Liberia, because that is the area we have, control. So I think going our committee will be a very good thing for me. So I think, and I had to play my card well also. I had to play my
Okay,
card
I
well
like
also.
that.
It depends on whose side I'll take.
Okay.
Yeah, so that it
Yeah.
can
So,
serve.
but have you been engaged in terms of people
Yeah,
wanting to
engagement,
run for
engagement,
speaker, deputy
engagement,
speaker?
engagement continues. We continue to be engaged. At the last time we were engaged, by profile, people, and my own brother from Nimba also been engaging. But in the soonest possible time, we're going to review, those people profile, the level of leadership, the rigidity, and the national interest that they will have. because we don't want to have a speaker that will be so selfish, that will not project the national image of Liberia. So we want to look at their personality traits. We want to look at to examine them, evaluate them on the basis of their experience, on the basis of their moral deportment, on the basis of their political experience, and also before we give our support. So we are doing the study, and as soon as possible time we'll come over our decision.
Okay, Honorable Neka Gay here, representative elect, Nema County District 3. Let's take a couple of calls as we go close to the end of this interview. 0770-202579, 0770-202579. We're speaking with Honorable Neka Gay, representative elect, Nema County District 3. He's our guest this morning. Let's take the first caller to hear from this caller. Good morning.
Good morning, madam.
Good morning.
Yeah, my own is water expert calling from my resident police attendant. Let me say good morning, Mr. Legage.
Yeah, good morning.
I'm really happy with the election. This is number 7, this is number 3. Don't make mistake that this is number 8. If you have the man Popa, and Popa very well, they understand government and keep on one is pick up political party on the universal that and understand the level of English and understand the level of leadership. So I just want to say thank you very much for the way you proceed. I know why people when these are things they when snap problem in the Senate committee you call on and you have to certain argument in the Congress.
Okay, they may have taken our leadership level to the legislature now. Good morning. Please stay away from your monitor, please. Please stay away from your monitor.
Good morning.
Good morning. Go ahead.
Yeah, my name is Marka. I didn't do my own looking at this morning. Yeah, all the
platform. Your line is cracking. You have to call back. So let's take this person. Good morning.
Good morning. This is the voice of Adam there. Good morning. Marka, good morning. My own big brother and my representative that are fought for air. Who have believed in capability I think to go through our district. When the actual people are in power, you can see for any way it comes to exposing. We never make a mistake in District 3. And I know District 3 is the heart of Limba where it comes to. When Limba, when it comes to our mentality, construction agreement where it comes to Liberia. Again, you make my day.
Thank you.
The one thing is that we want you to unite our people. Even though when it comes to the law with the other belt, I know when you put the reports in, you will make the difference.
Okay.
And then I don't want to talk much, but I think checking waiting on the federal affairs with the 2 years, no mistake that you think you are making this. Thank you very much.
Okay. How long have been here? Good morning. Okay, let me take this call. Good morning. Good morning. Go ahead.
All right. My name is Daniel Blessu. I want to thank you, Honorable there, but I want to remind you for all Liberians that the budget for 2024 is being worked out already. So if any development we want to carry out, it may not be in this present budget that the people will before legislation is working on. So you have to be careful what you have in mind to do for the carnival for your district. I would suggest that they should do away with this or consistency, engagement money, which is going to individual legislature without any accountability. But when it's starting development fund, there will be where people will be able to tell on the development and they will be able to account to people that they want to be affected. So
okay.
This is my level. I want to say this is very equal together. They decide on what they like, for instance, the representative for this stage in capital area, and the woman is they should go and read and decide on what to do. For instance, the role for capital to go to point B or to B and or they have to put it there the budget for the beginning. So the budget, that budget should start from 2024. The 2023 budget and the 2024 budget now is what of 2022 and then 2023.
Okay, thank you. Let me take the final one quickly and we'll close. No time again. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Go ahead quickly.
Yeah, good morning. Good morning to Naked Studio this morning. My name is Del Boy, from Catholic City. Issue number 3.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I just want to applaud the honorable man for sitting to that position. I want to tell every citizen of issue number 3 that took the decision of voting him, to believe in him, and that he will live a successful in this period of 6 years time. And to honorable Naked we are waiting you get started with your development plans, and God is going to be with you yourself.
Okay, thank you so much. Yes, you listen to the callers. We don't have the luxury of time, so you can just use 2 minutes to close this interview.
Yeah, thank you so much for the contributions that you guys have made. Thank you so much. I think collectively we can succeed, in our endeavor to actually make district number 3 on a very attractive, district in Liberia, because we have the resources, we have everything. The only thing that I've been lacking is the leadership, ideas and innovation to actually, move forward, to actually engage constructively the accelerator leadership and the local chief and authorities on the ground to actually work together to reconcile and unite them to move the district agenda forward. So we are open to the Yamen area, the Zor area, to where areas, so that we all can work together collectively to ensure that our agenda, is achieved and the national agenda is achieved. Because when Liberia fail, it means that we all fail. So I'm very happy this morning to the True FM family for the invitation. Thank you, my brother Marka Davis, and I hope that the camaraderie, will continue to exist, and so that we can all move, together as we decide to go in the national legislature. We are being elected by our people. We pray and hope that God will give all the requisite wisdom and understanding to actually make the case of our people in the national legislature. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you so much for coming. We're taking a break. His Honorable Neka E. Gay has been our guest here this morning on the first segment of the show. He is the representative-elect of District number 3 in Nimba County. We're taking a break. When we'll come back, we'll bring you the folks from the Liberia Revenue Authority this morning on the TBS on Truth 96.1 FM.
Starting today, why not have a little more fun? Why not use money this easily? Why not get even closer to family? Why not work how you've always wanted? Fun, money, family, work. No network keeps you connected to it all, quite like Orange. It's all about what matters to you.
When it comes to communication in Liberia, Orange is number 1.
Orange is the best! Orange is the best! Oh, Orange is the best!
Orange is the best!
Strongest network, widest coverage.
Orange is the best!
Fastest internet speed.
Orange is the best. People, orange is the best. Yes, orange is the best.
Lavakitie, Naratama, please woo. Copenhagen, that's a for orange. Topaga number 1. Swing it.
Company is my orange. I don't got it best.
Orange will more you the telephone on phone.
Reliable, trusted, and dependable.
Orange is about 7.
Yeah, orange is wrong. Orange is the best.
It's all about what matters to you. Orange.
When it comes to communication in Liberia, Orange is number 1.
Orange is the best. Orange is the best. Oh, orange is the best.
Orange is the best.
Strongest network, widest coverage,
Orange is the best.
fastest internet speed.
Orange is the best.
People, orange is the best. Yes, orange is the best.
Lavakitie, Naratama, please woo. Copenhagen, that's a for orange. Topaga number 1. Swing it.
Company is my orange. I don't got it best.
Orange will more you the telephone on phone.
Reliable, trusted, and dependable.
Orange is about 7.
Yeah, orange is wrong. Orange is the best.
It's all about what matters to you. Orange.
When it comes to communication in Liberia, Orange is number 1.
Orange is the best. Orange is the best. Oh, orange is the best.
Orange is the best.
Strongest network, widest coverage,
Orange is the best.
fastest internet speed.
Orange is the best.
People, orange is the best. Yes, orange.
Transportation, Domestic Finance Department. We also have a representative of EcoBank here this morning. We're going to be talking about um, the Liberia Integrated Tax Administration System. Yes, so the folks from LRA are here this morning. Let's join them this morning and say good morning to all of you. It's good to have you this morning.
Good morning.
Yes, good morning. Good morning. Good morning, and we are exceedingly glad to be here.
Yeah, so I call I think 2 names. So if anybody name I didn't actually call, you can do that by self-introduction, please.
Okay, so my name is Mrs. Comfort Lago Takana, head of the Transaction Services Group, EcoBank Liberia.
And my name is Earl D. Nimwe. I'm staff of Transaction Service Group. Mainly I handle digital time channels.
Okay, that is great. Again, good morning. Welcome to the TBS. I know some of you there have been here a couple of times, so it's great. How is the LRA?
Well, as I always say, LRA is well and alive. We have a mandate to collect taxes for the government and people of Liberia. That remains our focus, and we have a passion for what we do. This is why you brought us to the studio this morning.
Yes, let's continue. Somebody can make some comment towards that as well.
Well, the LRA is vigilant in collecting taxes. Like we all know, taxes is the lifeblood of the government. Without taxes, the government wouldn't be able to function. So the LRA is in its right position to collect the needed taxes for the developmental growth of Liberia. And at the LRA, we are also being very innovative in how we collect taxes so as to reduce our cost of compliance on the part of our taxpayers to be compliant with the revenue law. And as part of that, those are some of the uh, ICT revolutions that we have carried out are those things that we are here today to discuss.
Okay, so let's talk about the Liberia Integrated Tax Administration System. What is it? More details on that.
So the Liberia Integrated Tax System is a system that is built for the sole purposes of collecting inland revenue, that is domestic taxes. So this is a system that has all of the functionality where tax administration is concerned. So it has all of the tax components in one place. That's why it is fully integrated tax administration system. So when you hear integrated, it means there are a lot of components that are coming together to serve as one component in order to achieve a specific goal. So those components include registration. Those components include filing. It includes payment. It includes enforcement. It includes audit. It includes reconciliation and all of the functionality that you can think of when it comes to tax administration. So this system also has the capability of integrating with other government agencies. Let me hasten to say that we have already integrated with the National Registry, National Identification Registry. We have also managed to integrate with the commercial banks, for which you see Echo Bank here today for us to discuss later. It's also a web-based system that will also enable taxpayers to sit from the comforts of their home or whatsoever they deem necessary to be compliant with the tax law. So it's a whole ICT system that helps in collecting taxes within Liberia. Again, in terms of security, it has highly security features that will be able to detect people or cyber security and all of that. So that is LITAS for you.
And if I could just add, I think one of the most important thing about our system is going to help us to increase compliance and also reduce compliance cost from beginning with registration to filings and to payment. And so we look at LITAS as a real game changer. We were using SIGTAS first, that's a standard integrated government tax administration system, but we have migrated from that to LITAS. But again, as I indicated earlier, one of the great things about this is going to help us to increase compliance and also reduce compliance costs, both to the LRA and even to the taxpayer through all of our processes and procedures.
Yeah, comments from others about this?
Okay, so from the EcoBank end, we are here to support the government in collecting or lawful tax from the public. And so we as EcoBank, we say, what can we do to make sure that we collect the taxes at a convenience of your home or your offices? So we have this digital platform. When you have done all of your tax, all of your filing, you just sit in the comfort of your office or wheresoever you are and use our digital platform to make your payments. So we have the digital platform for our corporate clients, that is the Omni Plus. We have the digital platform for our commercial client, that is the Omni Light. And you, even as individual, can use your mobile app to also be able to pay your tax as well. So we are here partnering with the government to make sure that we assist them in collecting the tax. Like before then, people used to walk to the bank. It would take them so long to be able to make their payments, and they were having issues. Like if you have a tax to perform at your office, and you will have to drive all the way, go through the traffic, sit in the bank for so many hours to be able to make your payment. So we look at it as EcoBank, and we are like promoting digital. We look at it to say, no, we want you to sit in the comfort of your office and do all of your payment. So it's very, very easy. My colleague Air will come in later on to give you the detail on what the process, the steps that you can take to be able to do your payment on our digital platform.
Okay, that's good. So let's look at some of the key advantages of the new LITAS system, advantages to taxpayers and LRA itself.
All right. In this regard, let me try to be as simple as possible so that the little man down there understands the advantage or the importance of logging on to the Liberia Integrated Tax Administration System. So let's start from registration. Like we all know, as a business entity, the first place of registration is the Liberia Business Registry. So you go to Liberia Business Registry, you vet your name, and you show that your name is authentic, is unique, and that there is no such name in your system. When that is verified, you are sent to the LRA for the payment of the registration fee and the generation of your tax identification number. So with the new LETAR system, that process still stands. We are currently not integrated with the Liberia Business Register, but we are making all effort to get our system integrated so that you can use one platform and then you go through the LBR and then to our system and generate your tax identification number. So if the system of the LBR name verification is done, all you need to do is you need to log onto our platform. Once you log onto the platform, you enter the necessary information that is required of you without the intervention with an LRA staff. If you understand how to navigate a computer properly, it is so easy that you can fill it up. It's just as populating a form. Once that is concluded, the system automatically goes through our own validation check. If that validation check is completed, the system generates your tax identification number and sends it to your email without the intervention of an LRA staff. And that process takes not more than 10 minutes to get completed. That's the aspect of registration where a corporate business is concerned. If you are individual, you need not to go to LBR. Like to say, I'm Bruce Bonnie, I have my property and I want to register my team. I need not to go to LBR. All I need to do is sit wherever I feel comfortable, log onto the LRA system, populate my information that the system is requesting. In no time, my tax identification number is generated and my team certificate is now sent to my email address that I populated when I was filling the form. So that process of registration within no time is completed. Prior to this period, that process, you have to physically walk up to the LRA office, specifically the HQ at ELWA, where there will be a form given to you. And once that form is given to you, you have to manually write in all of the details and give it to our staff. And our staff will manually queue it. So that process is going to take a whole lot of time. And once that person queues it in, another person will be required to validate that information in a manual environment. But we have cut all of that process off, and we are allowing the system or ICT to do all of that process for, or which cut off all of the long time that you spend at the LRA places, the cost that you incur by getting transport car or your private car to come all the way to the LRA headquarters. That cost is also cut. Now, in terms of filing, the system also will allow you to remotely file your tax returns. Instead of coming to LRA, getting a form, going and populating all of the accounting numbers and even calculating them where you could even make mistake in terms of calculation, or there could also be transposition of numbers. The system will allow you to populate those numbers and the system will do all of the calculations for you. So once those calculations are done, again, you receive automatically your assessment number without the intervention of LRA staff. Now you can sit at that same place and also generate your bill without also coming to the LRA and saying, hey, this is my return file, enter it into your system manually and generate my assessment and generate my bank payment slip before I go to the commercial bank or I go to the central bank window to make payment. So you sit on the system, you also generate your bill after you have filed your return. Once the bill is generated, there comes the integration with the banks and the telecommunication companies. So we do mobile money. We accept mobile money for the payment of taxes and fees. We also use the commercial banks and the central bank window for the payment of taxes and fees. So if your registration is done, your filing is done, your assessment is raised, your bank payment slip is generated, then you have a document number. With that document number, you can go to EcoBank platform. We have already done the integration with EcoBank platform. You can go to EcoBank platform, and where the fee will be required you to put in the document number, You put in that document number and call that document number. Automatically, all this information you have pre-populated to LRA will be populated on the bank side, and then you can go ahead and execute your payment. Like my colleague said, L will come in later to further tell you how the bank platform works and what are the step-by-step procedures you can use to finalize your payment. Let me also say, once you complete the process of the bank side, again, one challenge we had when we launched the payment of taxes using direct transfer was the issue of taxpayers getting their tax receipts as a proof of payment for the taxes they have settled. With this system, we're not going to get the data manually from the bank. Because of the integration in real time, once your payment is validated, the information comes to our system. Our system generates your tax receipt and sends it immediately to that bank platform where you can generate your tax receipt from in real time. So all of this process I'm explaining are real-time processes that will take you not less than 10 minutes to complete the full 360-degree. So that is some of the advantage that the system has where the taxpayer is concerned. Now, where the tax administration is concerned is with the use of the library integrated tax administration system, it keeps all of our different models in one place. Like I explained earlier, the filing, the payment, the reconciliation, they are all seated on one platform. So the extraction of data, the manipulation of data becomes so easy. Now, the integrity of the data also improves. Why? Where in the manual system, you will fill up a form and give it to a staff to populate. In this automated system, we have pushed the process of queuing data to the taxpayers. So the taxpayers queues in all of the data that is required, and we receive those data, validate those data, and then do some check on those data, and then we can do analytics, we can do extraction, we can do analysis, and we can do a projection safely on those data because the data are coming directly from the taxpayer. So in terms of data integrity, it improves the integrity of our data. That is some of the major benefits that both taxpayers and the tax administration stands to benefit, even though there are more benefits to the system.
Okay, that's good. So let's look at when will the latest integration with commercial banks fully come into force? Or is it already in force?
So as we speak, we have two commercial banks that are already on the system that are ready to go live, or that are even in the live environment. We have other commercial banks that we have done significant work with, and we just waiting for the administrative formalities to push the system onto the live environment. And we have also written all of the commercial banks as well as the central bank that we have the end of this month as a cutoff period for all commercial banks collecting government taxes, revenue, and fees to come in the live environment. In an instance where a bank is not ready for us to go live because of infrastructure issue, or because of technical issue, or security issue, or even administrative issue.
What do you mean a live environment?
So a live environment, I mean, is that the integration is going live. So we are already on our platform, and then we are calling data from the two different platforms. That is the live environment. Okay. So in an event where a commercial bank is not able to come up to the live environment before the end of this month, we're now going to go the route of the manual environment. We're going to keep going with our library integrated tax administration system, but with some modification with those banks that have not come live. So with those banks that have not come live, again, the taxpayer will have to generate her bill from our system and just take that bill to the bank that have not come to our live in the integration environment, and that bill will be used to process their tax payment.
Is it mandatory that these banks have to get on the system?
So the thing is, we're moving from the manual environment and going to the automated environment. In the automated environment, it is safe for all of us. It saves times. It helps with the data. It helps with the processing. It also helps with the confidence of the taxpayers. So it's kind of imperative that we all move in one direction. And again, we have not receiving any resistance from the bank to not to go live or not to get to the integrated environment. There are some issues, all of these things come with additional cost. All of these things come with configurations. So there are some instances where there are some banks that will be kind of slow in terms of configuration or contacting their technical team to get off it. But everyone is coming on board because everyone has consented and everyone knows that that's the best way to move forward.
So, how many commercial banks have you integrated with already? You said 2. How much progress are you making to have more of them?
So we are in a live environment with 2, but we have significant integration work done with all of the commercial banks. Some of the commercial banks that are lacking behind is not because we haven't done integration. Some is administrative issues. They have to contact their parent overseas to give the go ahead. Some is just small configuration. Everyone is on board. It's just that everyone cannot reach the finish line at the same time. That is where we are.
Yeah, so let's go to the EcoBank people to tell us the step-by-step guide for the latest integration platform.
So, good morning to everyone again. So for EcoBank, as my colleague previously mentioned, we have numerous platforms that cut across all business sector of our banking industry. For the individuals, we have the mobile app and the EcoBank Online. For commercial institutions, we have OmniLite. And for our corporate institutions, we have OmniPlus.
Okay.
So we have managed to work with the LRA team on achieving one of our primary motive, which is going digital, to complete the tax collection for the government of Liberia. All right, so I will give you just an overview of our digital channels.
Okay.
We originally commenced with the mobile app. For those that have the mobile app, as we all know, it's web-based.
You mean the EcoBank mobile app?
Yes, the EcoBank mobile app. It is a web-based platform. You can onboard this platform by having an EcoBank account, and we do for non-EcoBank holders also. Once you launch the app, you see we have a collection of functionalities, but I will just dwell specifically with paying bills that has to do with LRA. So if you launch our EcoBank mobile app, you move forward to bill payments. If you click on bill payments, you see a subsection there, government. And clicking on government, you will see a list of governmental projects that we have worked on. But specifically, you are going to LRA domestic tax. So if you click on that, there are very few instructions that you have to follow. Unlike first, where you have to collect your TIN, your tax type, your document, your bill reference number, the amount, and every other requirement from the LRA. But this time around, all what we require is your bill reference number. So upon inputting your bill reference number on our mobile app and validate, it's going to communicate directly with the LRA system, and it's going to populate all details that include the tax type, the tax period, the amount, the TIN, the name of the TIN, so that you are very sure and confident for whatever tax you are paying. So upon reviewing this, the user just click on verify. He's asked to review the payment again, and then once he confirms it, he's asked to enter his security password. It's a 6-digit for the mobile app.
Okay.
Once you click on that, the payment automatically gets processed. That means your account, the money is deducted from your account, and the LRA account is credited in real time automatically. So upon the completion of this process, there is an internal process. That means our system do communicate, and then it releases the the LRA tax payment receipt. So with initially upon making your payments from our banking halls, you then walk to LRA, take your printed receipt from the bank, and then they too have to go through the internal formalities and then print out the receipt. But with this, once you process online, you can go back to the LRA platform and you automatically generate your receipt. I will move to our next product, which is for commercial banking customers.
Okay.
That is the Omni Lite. For the Omni Lite, it has bigger features and much more functionalities as compared to the mobile app. So specifically, as I mentioned earlier, I will only be speaking on making tax collection for the LRA. So if you log on as well, you see bill payments too. You click on bill payment, it shows you the different kinds of governmental bill payments that we have. So you click on the specific one, which is the LRA domestic tax, and then you input your bill reference number as well, and then all of the details are displayed so that you are satisfied, you are aware of what you're paying. You go through that, and then you click on pay. Once you click on pay, for this one, it has a two-step verification. That is an automatic OTP is sent to your registered mobile or your email address, and you enter that, and then it's going to ask you for a security question that you have previously set. So if you do all of these and click on pay, the money is debited from your account, and then the LRA account is credited as well. And once the system do communicate instantly, you are also able to go back to the LRA platform and generate your receipt from there as well. And I will go to our Omni Plus, which is the last. This one is for bigger institutions, corporate institutions. Even we have some ministries and agencies of the government that use this Omni Plus. So with the Omni Plus, also the users or the users for that are able to log on using the given name and password. They move to bill payments as well, and on our bill payment section, they select government. And with the selection of government, they are going to see specifically the governmental projects that we have done. But they are mostly going to be concerned with LRA since they are paying the taxes. So going to the to that section, clicking on LRA, you select domestic tax as well, and then you select, if you have more than one account, you can select which one of the accounts you are making the payment from, and then you enter your bill reference number as requested, and then there is a communication also between the two systems, and then you are going to see the tax you are paying for. It shows the TIN, the taxpayer name, and every other detail that has been provided from the LRA. With that, the amount also is populated, so you don't have to input amount again. So you just complete the process. If there is a need for a second layer authorization, because some accounts have more than one signatories, and then it goes for authorization. If that payment is or that transaction is authorized, there is a communication between our system and LRA, and then the taxpayer is able to generate his receipt. And the good thing about our system is that they are 24/7, so you don't have to be, you can be out of the country based on time zone, that you don't have to wait for the people in Liberia to get up before you make the payment. No, you can make the payment. LRA is also up 24/7. So whenever that or those payments are made, you receive your receipt real time.
Okay, so you just listed, if I may say, 3 products or levels. What feedback are you getting from the users since people started using the system.
So before he answers, let me just give you a case study of something that happened just on Saturday. There was a taxpayer that called and she wanted to put in a bid on Monday, and she needed a tax clearance. So I asked her to just log on the system and then do all of the processes. She did, and she got all of her details. She did a filing. She was able to log on to EcoBank Omni platform. She did a payment, and then she came on our platform. She requested her tax clearance because she was compliant. Immediately, she got a tax clearance. In a manual environment, that wouldn't have happened. Even if she had come on Monday, it wouldn't have taken her that same money to get that tax clearance. Maybe a week or so we're going to pass before she get it. So that is a testament of how efficient and effective the system is, and how taxpayers are responding to how important or how flexible, how easy it makes their work.
Okay, back to my question. What are feedbacks? Positive or negative? What feedbacks are you getting?
We're having significant positive feedback. Our customers are very impressed with this.
In fact, as my colleague just said, he gave you an example of a customer who did transaction over the weekend, and they instantly got their tax clearance. So it is a testimony that when you use the EcoBank platform to do your payment, it's instant.
Okay, so let's talk about security. What are key systems that are being put in place to avoid maybe hitches or cyber attack on the system or the platform?
So, hello?
Yes, I'm getting you.
So for EcoBank, right, as I mentioned, all of our platforms are very much secure. I will start with our Omni Plus. You know, our passwords for Omni Plus, they are not just ordinary. So they are all built to have, they are alphanumeric. When I mean alphanumeric, they consist of alphabets, letters, and also contain special characters. So for someone to just, out of the blue sky, just pick up a password, I don't see that possible. So even with the password, also there is a second layer of verification that we have. It's called a two-factor authentication. With that, if the user log on, there is an additional security app called the two-factor authentication. He or she, before even accessing that app, it also has a full digit password. And if you do enter that password, it has like 30 seconds before it gets expired. And if it is entered, or if it is entered within 30 seconds, it expires, and then additional 10-digit numbers are generated for the users to also enter before logging on our platform. So I will take it to our OmniLite or EcoBank Online. With even with the password, also password and username, because each user on the platform, you have a registered username, and you can select whatever password you want. But those passwords have to meet our requirements, which is at least it should be 8. It should be alphanumeric, as I mentioned. It should contain at least a capital letter and at least small letters, plus 2 numbers and special character. So with that, also to complete a transaction for that channel, it has two-factor layer, right? The first one has to do with whenever you initiate a transaction, there's a 6-digit code that is sent to your register mobile or your email address, and it's per transaction. If you miss those requirements, the transaction gets automatically locked. So that's one of it. And the second one is there is a security question that is asked even if you enter the 6-digit OTP that is sent to your phone. That security question is we have a list of questions that upon onboarding on the app, it is asked that you answer them, answer at least 3. So whatever transaction that is about to be completed, at random, any of them can be asked to you. And if you should mix them as well, the transaction is also going to be logged. Now those answers, the same way as you answer them is going to be the exact same way as you completed the transaction, you are going to enter as well. So
okay, that is assurance that the system is secure. Okay. Yeah, so any further comments? We want to take a few questions from the public, people who will be users of the app and the platform, so they can ask questions.
So in terms of security on the part of the LRA, we have various level of security. In terms of the application, we are using original version of application from the leg of Microsoft, from the leg of Oracle. So we have all of the security features attached with those applications before we deploy them into our system. Secondly, for the fact that we are going web-based, there are also securities attached to our systems. And for the fact that we're also integrating with other ministry agencies, the banks, and some public utility institutions, we also have security in terms of the integration. And then we also have the administrative type of security in terms of log on, in terms of password, in terms of configuration, all of that. Who does what in terms of the system. And then the system also has audit trail as to whatever transaction or whatever action that individual takes on the system.
Okay, so folks, if you are following us this morning, we have a team here comprising members from the Liberia Revenue Authority as well as EcoBank Liberia. We are talking about the Liberia Integrated Tax Administration System here this morning. So if you are calling and anything that you did not really understand, you can ask a question, and the panelists will provide an answer to your question this morning on the show. You can call on 0770-202579, 0770-202579. Let's stick exactly to the platform that we are discussing. That is the Liberia Integrated Tax Administration System. That's what we're talking about this morning. So if you did not understand anything from the panelists, you can call and ask a question, and they will answer you. Good morning. That caller just went off the line. 0770-202579 is the number you can call this morning to ask a question about this system. Anything that you did not understand from the panelists, they can answer that question. 0770-202579 is the number. 0770-202579 is the number. So while we wait, if anyone would like to make an inquiry about the system, how okay, let's take this one first.
Good morning.
Yes, good morning. Go ahead.
Yeah, I call you from the public community.
Yes.
So after you show them the line, how do you obtain the tax clearance?
Let's get that again.
You have to fill in the form line and the payment, right? Then after you have done the payment, how do you obtain the tax clearance? Because the tax clearance will have to be signed. Either the million tax division, the small tax, or the large tax division. So how do you obtain it?
Okay, how do you obtain the tax clearance? Okay, so somebody can respond to that.
Okay, so let me first say that this system is decentralized. We've managed to implement the system in Buchanan, Grand Bassa County. We are currently in Mangibi, Masha, and also in Kakata. In the coming weeks, we'll be in Banga and the lake of Lofa as well. So we are gradually decentralizing the system. In terms of TCC, tax clearance certificate, the system is also automated. Once you request a tax clearance certificate, you have to go online and put in your request. Once you put in your request, the system automatically sends that request to your division of concern. If you're a large taxpayer, the system sends that request to large tax division. Everything is automated. The large tax team, what the system does is, in fact, there is no human intervention in this as well. The system now looks at your status in terms of compliance. If you are fully compliant, The system automatically generates that tax clearance certificate for you and either send it as a notification your email, say your tax clearance certificate is ready, and you can download it from your platform, from your computer or from your phone. Or better still, you can log on LRA website and then put in your code, because every registration comes with a code. Once you put in your code, it will tell you the status of your tax clearance. If your tax clearance is done, you can also download it from the platform. So you don't need to come to LRA. You don't need to be chasing anyone to sign it for you. The system automatically does everything.
Okay, so I'm not receiving further calls, so you can provide additional information about the platform.
Yes, let me just come in a little. We've always strived at LRA to collaborate with partners to enhance, our work, and this is one reason why we are with EcoBank here today and other banks to come online. Our goal is always to provide exceptional customer service to our taxpayer, and we are talking about services that are, accountable, that are transparent, that are friendly, so that we can ensure that they are compliant with their taxes. So with all the discussions that is going on here today, we want to also inform the taxpayers that we will be issuing brochures and flyer that will explain to our customer the process flow in order to guide them through the process of registrations and filings and and payment as well. We will also be working with the banks to have customer forums where we can meet and even explain this further to our customer and answer all of the questions or the relevant questions that they may have. So we will be looking forward to that, and I think the general public, especially our taxpayer and potential taxpayer, to be listening for that. And when you go to the bank, the brochures are going to be available very soon at the banks. They'll be able to guide you through the process and give you these brochures and give you this flyer. But our goal remains the same, is to provide exceptional customer service to taxpayer. And we do that in collaboration with different institutions.
Okay, so it's almost 10 o'clock, so let's just take our parting comments, each one of the panelists, anything that maybe you left behind. We can just use 3 minutes to do that across the board, please.
Okay, let me just give a view on how to obtain these the EcoBank apps that I previously mentioned. Now, to have our EcoBank online, firstly, you have to be an individual and have to have an account with EcoBank. And to do this, there are two ways, right? Once you are an account holder and you have a debit card, you can use the debit card to register yourself on our EcoBank online or the mobile app. And then you can set up your security questions, and your setup is completed from there. For our Omni Lite, you have to have an account with EcoBank as well, and it has to be your business account, because there are serious other valuable benefits that you could obtain once you there. But once you have a business account, you can have the EcoBank Omni Lite. It's a web-based, so it means you can access it anytime or every part of the world you are. We can do the setup in line with your account mandate or how you want the setup to be, so you don't have to worry that, oh, if I complete this, how will I be managing my account? No. It's set up in line with your account mandate. So if you see more than one person should sign, or you alone should sign, if you are the co-owner of the business, you alone can sign. You can go ahead for Omni Plus. You have to be a corporate institution, and you just apply. We are there and glad to serve you and orientate you. Thank you.
Okay, yes, so just let's do 30 seconds each, please.
Okay, so again, I'm saying that customers out there, to our value customers, come on board, use our digital platform to make your tax payment very easy. And sit in the comfort of your office. You can sit any part of the world to carry on your transaction on our digital platform.
Thank you.
we're very shortly in. I think we've done pretty good. The fact that we're not receiving questions and stuff shows that the explanation was clearly understood by our customer. Again, we will continue to innovate to ensure the tax payment is seamless in Liberia. And so we are doing that again, as I indicated, with a lot of other institutions and organizations. And so this is the collaboration we are forming with the banks to ensure that our customers can, can trust the system. Because a lot of times, too, manual system can be a little problem because you have human interaction and face-to-face interaction can create a problem. So with the digitalization, we are on the way to making sure the taxpayer can trust the system, they can trust the process, and they can be comfortable in paying their tax obligations.
Finally.
So again, I want to say, less taxpayers should look out for us. We are bringing taxation to their doorsteps. We are already in Grand Bassa County. We are in Magibi County, in Kakata, and Marshall, to be specific. And in the coming days, we'll be in Banga, we'll be in Fonjama, and other places. Thank you.
Quickly, I know what my colleague talked about in the end of November for some of our customers and so forth, but that will be a soft start. Okay, our soft start is the end of November. But that means we will still be trying to accommodate and do some other few things. But by December ending, that will be the hard start. That means you have to be on the platform in order to be able to pay your taxes.
Okay, thank you ever so much to the team. They are from LRA and EcoBank Liberia. They have been here this morning, and we have been talking about the Liberia Integrated Tax Administration System, LITAS. Thanks for coming so much. To those of you who followed us this morning on the show, we also say thank you so much for following us. We'll be here tomorrow again with another edition of the Truth Breakfast Show here on Truth 96.1 FM. My name is Marka Davis. O'Neill Roberts and I have been here this morning. Arthur Bola has been behind the camera. Do have yourself a wonderful time, and thanks for following.